Hey, Warrior Saints. Blessed Holy Friday. I would say happy Holy Friday, but that seems counterintuitive somehow. So, Holy Friday, in a nutshell, is the only day of the year that it is forbidden to do any kind of liturgy. That, in and of itself, tells us there's something going on. Today is a big day. When when we come to church in the morning, we repeat this beautiful hymn that we heard last night as the cross was being carried around, which Father Chris will show in just a moment. This incredible hymn that gets then placed into one of the services of the morning, where we celebrate what we call the Royal Hours. Now, the Royal Hours are a service that is only celebrated 3 times a year. First and foremost, Holy Friday. Then we have it as an extension of Holy Friday, celebrated on the eve of Christmas and the eve of Theophany, to remind us that Christmas and Theophany are big deals like Pascha, but it's all coming from Holy Friday. We then come together in the afternoon for a beautiful service called the Unnailing Vespers, the Vespers of taking Christ's body down from the tree. And we hear this incredibly beautiful hymn. And in the Apostica, we hear this very specific, what is called a model hymn that talks about Joseph taking down the body from the tree, that then gets used throughout the entire year to remind us of Holy Friday, that the hymns that are being sung in that same melody draw us back into Holy Friday. Most notably, the hymns of the last kiss that we sing as a body is being taken out of the church. They're written in that same melody to remind us of Christ's giving up of his life for us. And then finally, we will come back tonight for the Lamentation service, a service that starts out in misery and starts out in pain and starts out in lament. I mean, we call it lamentations, lamenting the loss of our Savior. And then as the service goes on, we start to see a little bit of a shift. We start to see a change. Things start to get a little brighter. Not that we turn lights on, but everything starts to get a little bit different, because we're anticipating what's going to happen the next morning when we come together and we see Christ's ultimate victory over death. And we hear this beautiful hymn, "Arise, O God," as bay leaves are being thrown throughout the church. Finally, we have the conquering hero that we wanted on Palm Sunday that is actually entering like Commodus does during his entrance into Rome in Gladiator, throwing bay leaves throughout in exclamation, in joy, in happiness, because we're grateful. And it's interesting what we sing as that's happening. "Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt reign to the end of time." Our King is a king whose victory is huge, is big, and is timeless. And it's fascinating because we can only get there after having gone through everything else. Having gone through all of these steps, having been taken by the hand by Holy Week and taken through the process of you need to bear fruit, you need to be ready, 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 you need to go through the life of the cross. And now we see what the joy that is coming on the other side. The way that this happens is through that beautiful hymn, that hymn that we sing as the 15th antiphon last night, and we sing as the doxasticon of the glory of the 9th hour this morning, that Father Chris will now pop up on the screen. Today, he is suspended on a tree, he who suspends the earth over the waters. A crown of thorns was placed on the head of the King of the angels. He wore a false purple robe who covered the heavens with clouds. He was smitten, who in the Jordan delivered Adam. The groom of the church was fastened with nails, and the son of the virgin was pierced with a spear. Thy sufferings we adore, O Christ. Make us to behold thy glorious resurrection. Everything in that hymn is a paradox. None of that makes sense. Every single one of those phrases says something that we think stinks and compares it to something that is glorious. And then we come to that beautiful phrase, thy sufferings we adore, O Christ. Why are we adoring suffering? Why are we doing that? Why is that something that we think we want to do, that we want to see? There's this beautiful quote by one of my professors from seminary who, in an article titled "Where is God in the Liturgy?" says that it is within the liturgy that the sign, the symbol, the gesture, the word, and the veil of the cross gives way to the revelation of God's love. If you want to know what God's love is, it has to go through the cross. It has to go through the cross. And all of our liturgical worship, all of our services, most notably those of Holy Week, especially those of Holy Friday. I mean, when you talk about the royal hours, Archbishop Demetrios, formerly of the Greek Archdiocese, says that they are a scriptural tour de force that take us through the entirety of things. When the Passion of the Christ came out, I heard one bishop said, you need to go see the movie because it shows you how Christ's passion is played out and makes Holy Thursday all the more powerful. I heard another bishop the very same day say, don't go see that movie. All you need to do is go to Holy Thursday. What does that tell me? It tells me that Holy Thursday shows us the suffering of Christ. Holy Friday shows us what it means to live that life of crucifixional living better than anything that Hollywood produces can. It's there. Are you? And we invite you to join us because we're trying to be there. We're trying to fight that. We're trying to live that life that encapsulates what the life of the cross is. And we want you to join us as we go on so that that veil can be lifted and you can see the joy that is God's love as we draw ever closer to his empty tomb. I pray that you have a beautiful and blessed Holy Friday tonight. Visit us at warriorsaints.org. Get on the way of the warrior saint. We will not see you next week. We're going to take a little bit of time during Bright Week, but we will be back the week after. And until we see you then, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.